Well, good morning, my garden friends. I'm here in my kitchen. It's very early, and I'm getting a few things ready for Thanksgiving. And yesterday I made a recipe that I have made for the last 35 years. Rick and I went on vacation. We flew out to California 35 years ago, and we stayed at a little B&B, and it was called the Pig Patch, and it was in Sonoma. And the lady there, it was a very, very lovely, elegant home. And she served this, it was a pate with Italian sausage. Now, I make mine just with a breakfast sausage. I don't, it works for me. And it's really just, you take a half a pound of sausage and you cook it. And you scoop that out. And then you take a pound of chicken livers, and I drain mine, and then I fry those. I kind of like chop them a little bit in half maybe, and then I put that in with the pan drippings that are still in the skillet. Take that out. I let everything kind of cool a little bit. It calls for a half a cup of chopped onions and a tablespoon of bourbon, and you mix that together. Let those two sit. And a quarter of a cup of whipping cream, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of ground nutmeg. You could add pepper to this if you were so inclined. But anyway, you take the two meats, add those into your food processor, and add your onions and your bourbon and your cream and salt and nutmeg. And you process that in your food processor. You'll see it will get very smooth very quickly. I let it go for a minute or so. And it makes this wonderful pate. And usually that makes about 4 of these, which is perfect. If you're having a party, you can set it up in 4 different stations. If it's just for 2 people, it'll last a long time. And we've had it over holidays where, Rick and I will have snacks a couple days for Thanksgiving and a couple days at Christmas, and it's never gone bad. I think that alcohol really helps. But I just wanted to give you a few tips if you're ever going to try something like this. This is a little metal pan. You could use plastic, but you've refrigerated it now. You let it sit for, 6-8 hours before you're going to serve it, or overnight or the week or whatever. I take a pan, I take a little bowl, and I don't know if you can see that, there's some water in it, and I put it in my microwave for about 90 seconds so that it's really good and hot. And then I just put this in, and the fat that has congealed in this pate now softens. And so it should pop out quite easily. And if it doesn't, in my case, it didn't seem to want to come out. I had to coax that pan just a little bit, and it did leave a little bit of residue. But this is going to get reformed. I'll put it back in the refrigerator. And you can serve this. I mean, the taste is really mild for people who say, I don't like liver, I don't like chicken livers. Believe me, you're not going to get that dominant flavor. And I will take my mushrooms. I like portobello mushrooms, and I'll stuff a few, and I take some celery. So this is nice and healthy. It's all good for you. One other thing, I like to take my mushrooms. This one got a little scraped, but I'll take a wet paper towel and try to clean them off. And then, of course, take the stem out of some of them and go ahead and stuff them so that people get the idea of what they're supposed to do. Because have you ever gone to a party where somebody just has this pate on the sideboard or the table, and maybe it has grapes and strawberries around it, and you think, well, that's an odd combination. And they're really doing it just to dress the garnish here, or they providing a garnish so that it looks pretty. So what I like to do is I'll take take my main attraction and I will provide you with the idea of what you should do with it, and then I will leave extras all around it. And that way there's, a no-brainer for people who are confused. The other thing I wanted to show you, and I think that I grew up not cooking. My mother used to say, wait until you get married and learn how to cook and you can ruin your own food, which was really a plus, because it was like, thanks, Mother. And that was what her mother told her, and she was down towards the end of 11 kids. So that was the way she learned how to cook. And so there's quite a few things, like when we had celery on the garnish plate, it was never, the strings were never taken off. So everybody at Thanksgiving dinner was trying to pick celery strings out of their teeth, and how uncomfortable is that when you're sitting at a table? So I wanted to show you that it's not a hard thing to do for any of you who haven't done that. It's just, I can't do it one-handed, but you'll just get up here where these ribs are, and then you'll start to work it back, and then you can see this. Let me pull this in closer. There, you can see that, and you can see how these strings just come off, and they will just keep coming off. I can't do that, sorry. But you know what I'm saying. You're just going to pull it on back, and then all of this, obviously the ends you're going to take off, but all of this is what would have gotten caught in your teeth, thank you very much. And so all of this, of course, gets saved for my worms, so that they get a little Thanksgiving treat also. So I think that was all I wanted to show you. Oh, the other thing that's really good is if you're toasting bread, and as a lot of the New Yorkers say, you just want a little schmear on your bread. It's kind of that really good flavor, and instead of using or on a bagel, that would be delicious. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take these and then take a piece about this size, toast them, and then I cut it into fours. And I'll put that, on a plate with maybe a deviled egg or two and a little bit of side. And if Rick and I are having like a light dinner, with a glass of wine, or he has a beer, especially before the holidays, you don't want to keep eating heavy and then have a heavy meal. So if you need a light meal, this is just a nice light little treat. So I will leave you with that. I know you guys liked my relish, my cranberry relish recipe. So I hope you like this one. This is an oldie but a goodie. And I wish you all a good, healthy, bountiful Thanksgiving, whether you are picking your own or whether you are going to the grocery store and getting what you need and spending the day cooking, and I hope spending the day with those you love. Talk to you soon. Garden what you've got. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and ring the bell, and I get to come back and see you real soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.